Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn Back the Flock. Today, we have an ultra, super, magnificent special guest. Second round draft pick, Duck legend, safety, nickel, punt returner, Jevon Holland is in the building today. Jevon, how we doing today, man?
Greetings.
So this
Man, I'm doing great, man. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off of your spiel. Go ahead.
you're good. This week, the guys are playing Maryland, and they've never played Maryland before. This is actually the first time in the history of history that Oregon will be playing Maryland. And so normally we get guests for these different games, but it's a little difficult this week. And I thought, why not bring a guy that I'm very familiar with, but we want other people to be even more familiar with from just beyond the helmet and everything. But before we kind of start there, we're gonna get right into it. You're coming from Canada. We've talked about that. And you moved to California. But take me into the decision to go to Oregon. Take me into that process for you.
Yeah, so my junior year, I was like heavy in the 7-on-7 circuit, and during that time, I was also getting recruited, by Oregon. Keith Hayward and Willie Taggart were the coaches at the time. So do something. So, so at the same time, I'm getting recruited. Steve Stevens, the good fellow, is getting recruited as well. So we get to talking, chopping it up about, how we, how like what we want to do. They're kind of presenting us as like we'll be the two safeties to be playing in Oregon, yada yada yada. So, me and Steve actually ended up being at Passing Down Championship together in LA, and he committed at Passing Down. It was this big thing, and Hayward was like, "Yo, like, you know, you done already came here, seen all the, facilities and whatnot. You know what it is. Like, we really want you to come here." And in my mind, I'm like, Steve signed and committed. Might as well finish that. So I'm like, boom, let me go ahead and commit. So call Hayward, call Taggart on the drive back home from LA. And yeah, man, I was just like, you know, that was a place for me. I felt like just the way that things were shaking out, the team, I had already gone up there a couple times. Everybody had welcomed me. I felt like I was a part of the team. And then just being, from California and watching Oregon growing up, I felt like it was the right place for me. So when Steve committed, like next day I committed, and then it was it was history after that.
So,
Yes.
okay, well, I remember we went on our official actually. We were on our official together when Christo got the job.
Crystal ball in.
Um, you didn't come in early. You came in the summer, but can you kind of take me into your process coming in? A lot of us that came in early already, and then pretty much it was like kind of like half and half, I think, around that time. I know nowadays a lot of guys go in early, but take me
Yeah.
into kind of your mindset going into that first camp because you only played for 2 years, so we don't have a lot to talk about, but we have very important moments to talk about, and I just want to know
Right.
going into that first camp and being there, in the summer, you may have felt it was a little bit later than other guys. I'm behind. Just take me into that a little bit.
Yeah, so I didn't go in early, like you said. And so I actually came up there for spring break. My high school had a week of spring or a week or 2 weeks, something like that. And so I was up there for, part of spring ball with you guys. And so I was just there watching, trying to, gather some knowledge. I went up there and got the playbook from Levitt, and I brought it back home. Just because I was like, damn, like I want to get a jump on anything and everything I can. Obviously, the language was foreign to me and the terminology was foreign to me, so it took me a long time to really figure it out. But once I got to Oregon and I was able to really get onboarded, talking to the coaches, understanding the process, kind of settling in how to be a college athlete. Man, my thought process really was just try to be as green as possible. You know what I mean? Like staying green, trying to absorb all the knowledge and learn the playbook fast. That's when I kind of really figured out how to learn a playbook was in my dorm room. I got this like sticky dry erase, like I don't know, it's like a poster basically, and I stuck it on my wall. And I would write all the calls out and what I did on the calls, and I would write them all out. And then I would look at the playbook, see what I did wrong, see what I got right, erase it all, do it again. I did that like 20 to 40 times, like throughout that process in the summertime before I got it. And then once I figured out the playbook, I mean, after that, it was curtains, bro. I was just out there having fun, enjoying myself, and that's when I really realized that the more you know the playbook, the easier it is to just go out there and relax and have fun. So, going into camp, I mean, I had felt I had a really good grasp on the playbook. I knew I was going to be with like like the fours and the threes and whatnot. So I just kind of worked my way up slowly and gradually. Um, and then I came across getting some interceptions. Now, like hey. I know you remember. Hey. So I remember we were in like a player run practice, whatever, and I was guarding red on this little like out, up, and out route, and it was like the last rep. I told Ugo, I'm like, yo, let me get this. So I'm freshman and whatnot. They're like, all right, get out there. Red runs out, I'm on it, and he runs it out again. Oh, head whip. Then Herb threw it. That's how I give me that. Right all the way like this. And then Herb go come to me after talking about everybody gets one. Man, watch out with all that, man. We ran it up that camp, man. Stop playing with me. Ran it up that camp. I was getting dumb pigs, talking mess, man. It was a great time. I was having a blast. And then I ended up finding my way to the starting spot. In a specific package, of course. Then a week before the game had some adversity. But we all know adversity is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So look, I got demoted to practice squad. And then they were like, in practice squad, like offense really doesn't want you to, they don't want you to like touch the ball, right? But I'm coming from defense, like, I want to get some picks. Like, this is the first team offense. So I'm at safety, they doing whatever, pick. Then we're all like, stop, what are you doing? I'm like, what y'all talking about? Oh, ball's coming right here. You want like,
Practice, man.
they like, don't touch the ball. I'm like, all right.
Well,
Then I'm telling you, bro, Ash Jordan, they threw the ball, Herb threw the ball right at me. I just hit it with my head because I'm standing there. I'm like, all right. I just hit it with my head. They sent me back over to defense. I was like, nah, he's not gonna be over here. I'm like, all right.
never over there ever
So
again.
yeah,
So before we get kind of into a couple of plays, um, Oregon's known for their uniforms, of course. I don't know what they're wearing for the Maryland game, but take me into your drip, any type of superstitions. Take me kind of into that process over your 2 years, and even still now today. Do you have a certain process about it? Something you have to wear? Anything like that?
yeah. So in college, I was like, all right, like let me see what kind of my swag is, yada yada yada. I came out with the four bands on one leg, and I rocked that like all freshman year. I mean, I was diehard to that. Looking back on it, probably wasn't my best time.
It
Wasn't
was.
my best drip.
I thought it was a good fit.
It
With the.
was cool. Oh no, the bands on the leg. The
Oh no,
bands on
I
the arm
remember.
was
I
swag.
remember the
Okay,
band.
calm
That
down, calm down. The bands on the leg wasn't that good. The bands on the arm was swaggy. I had the two or the three with the little cutoff sleeve. That was swaggy. I think my second year, I really came into my own with the swag. I enjoyed the four bands on the arm. When we played Stanford, I wore it. We played
Auburn.
Auburn, I wore it. I thought that was a good look. And then Washington Wazoo. I just went low tape wrist with the white gloves, and then the low socks with the white cleats with the black unis. I thought that was fresh as well. Ended up getting a pick six that game too, so it has good memories for me. But I think that was like my college swag for real. And then going into the league, my rookie year, I was kind of rocking like any type of swag. Like I was switching it up every game. I would go double sleeve. I had the cutoff with the bands. I went I really was rocking after the Jaguars game, which was game 6, and I had a good game. I started rocking the sleeve with the tape and then tape on the right arm with the band. And I really started that trend amongst pros and college players. So with the tights. So I started rocking that a lot, all the way up until like winter time. Then we played Tennessee, and I was going double sleeve. Actually, I was going to double sleeve too because I wore that against the Saints, and then Tennessee I double sleeve too, which was swaggy. Um,
We get
but
it.
then fast forward to the next year. Oh, you want to interject?
We're turning back the clock. You don't have to do it right now. We're turning back the clock. Remember, we're
Oh,
turning
okay.
back. So
Oh, I mean, hey,
to say you
I
invented
mean, you
that,
said it.
trying to say you invented that though is crazy. But we'll talk about that
I
often.
rocked it. I did not see you rock that at all until I rocked it. I swear. I
Bro,
swear
no,
I
no,
did
no,
not
oh,
see
no,
you
no, no.
rock
Because
that
listen,
once.
listen, listen. Because remember, I did it. I did. When did I do it? I did it against like Oregon State or something. And no, because this has happened multiple times. Colorado, for example, we come out double sleeved up. We looked at each other like, bro, this has happened multiple times of where we've worn the same thing on
No, because
not playing.
look,
Be real.
you know what? Great minds think alike.
Oh, you know what? So okay, so what's funny before we get to the next some of the plays you've made, um, you talked about the four bands. I always make sure people understand that my Ohio State game was a tribute to the bands on the arm. It's the only reason I did it because it was big game. Auburn, it was like similar. It was a full circle moment. A lot of people don't know that I literally told you I was like I'm wearing all the bands. Like it's a tribute to my dog for real. So funny thing, but couple of plays I kind of want to get into. A lot of people don't remember it, maybe, but like I said, in this show, we go back to old Big Ten games, and you've played two Big Ten opponents, one being Michigan State and one being Wisconsin. And against Michigan State, your freshman year, you had a crazy interception. Do you remember that play at all? Do you have any details of it? If you could take us into that play.
Yeah, so I was guarding Speedy Naylor in the slot. He was like one of their, up and coming guys on the team. That game we had like we were playing well on defense. We had a good pass rush. I remember it was just like a release route, whatever. I was covering it and maybe like 15, 10 yards down the field, and the quarterback like had dribbled the snap. He got up, was running around, like getting chased by our front, and he ended up like about to get tackled. He just threw it up in the air. And I was standing next to Speedy, like kind of looking at the ball, and I'm like, oh, I could low key, I feel like I could get this. And he was kind of just standing there. So I like took two steps, dove, and snagged it. Fell on my hip. I ended up getting a hip pointer that game. I came back in later, but I like dove and rolled over. When I dove and rolled over, I'm like, damn, I just caught that. I got up. I'm celebrating, and then that's when I'm like, oh, my hip. But nah, yeah, it was just kind of like a broken play, and the quarterback just threw it up, like trying to throw it out of bounds, I guess, not trying to take a sack, and I just took advantage and dove, and I ended up coming up with the pick. So shout out to that quarterback. Nice.
I remember that play was kind of, we were all kind of like in shock, like, because I think they reviewed it and we were like, I think he just picked it. We were like, I think he picked it. And then I remember it was just a crazy play, but like I said, another opponent that we had was Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl. And of course, they're going to play Wisconsin, what I think next week, I believe it is. And we have another guest game.
Yeah,
But I guess you probably had a couple of plays in that game. One that I know stands out to me, of course, is the reverse that they ran.
yeah.
Take us into that play. I believe it was third quarter, maybe. It was such another like tone setting play, but I want you to kind of take us through that play.
Yeah, so I was at nickel that year, and just like during the film and like watching, they have like this set where they go FIB, which is the slot receiver and another receiver into the boundary, and then they set this bigger tight end like blocker slash fullback into the field, but he's condensed, so he's closer to the line of scrimmage, closer to the in man on the line of scrimmage, and then they have a regular receiver out wide, so it was still like an 11 personnel look. It was just FIB. So, in that same set, the quarterback, it was run action to me. So the it was gun far, meaning the running back was set opposite side of the tight end, and he play action with the running back, and the quarterback turned and like almost gave like a little toss to the receiver on the reverse. And I remember it because the tight end that was on the line of scrimmage, or that was like condensed split, he would bluff the D tackle or D end, and then he would get up to me. So I was like maybe 8 yards off. And as I ran in to go to the run, because I'm thinking that that it's gonna be a run to me, he actually like kind of bubble blocked. So he tried to like reach me so he could get leverage on me and contain. And I just remember feeling like I was so far in front of where the reverse was coming that if I went around, then he was able to just turn up inside of me easily, even with the blocker trying to block me back inside. So I just kind of angled out to the outside shoulder of the blocker, jab stepped him, swam him, and then by then I had leverage outside in on the runner, and he kind of did like a little stutter step, and I just kind of ran my feet, made contact, wrap and rolled, got up and gave a little, But yeah, no, it was a play that I seen a bunch, and when I recognized it, I was like, oh, let me get that. And on top of that, during practice, like the whole year, we were doing a bunch of stock blocking drills, so I kind of already knew how to take an angle to evade the blocker and get to the running back. So it was just film study. It was film study.
So over the course of your career, I mean, you played 27 games, 110 tackles, 5 TFLs, 9 picks, 10 PBUs, 1 touchdown, 16 returns as well, 244 yards unreturned, which averaged a 15.3 average in 2019, which I believe it was number one, I want to say. But do you have a favorite play from your it felt long just because we felt like we've known each other for so long, which was short. But do you have a specific favorite play from your course of time at Oregon?
Yeah, I got like one that's like obviously that's a good play, and then another one where I was like upset that I got a penalty. So the first one was the Stanford game. Obviously, it was like late in the game. They were down, and and I was outside shade on is it was it Equinemius or
Kobe Parkinson.
no,
Wait,
it wasn't Kobe. It
it's
was
not the
the
pick? Is this the pick?
this is the pick.
Kobe Parkinson, brother.
No, it was not Kobe Parkinson. It
They're
was
gonna put
not
the clip on here, so we'll find out.
okay, that's fine. It wasn't Amon Ra. It wasn't Equinemius. It was the other one. What's his name?
I remember I didn't play at Stanford, but
Ah, what I can't remember his name,
I
but it
don't
was the
know.
St.
I don't
Brown.
remember, but go ahead.
It was the St. Brown. It was the St. Brown. So I'm in the slot. He's a fast guy, and I'm like doing a scooch technique. Shout out Avalos, and he like angled out to my outside shoulder. So I let him take my leverage, and I opened up to the sideline, and then he cut back. So I head whipped, and when I head whipped, the quarterback was in the middle of his throwing motion. When he was throwing, he got hit. Boom. So the ball floated just a little bit. So boom, I'm coming around, head whipped, and I see the ball is short. I cut underneath, jump in the air. Oh, right. Give me that. Then I look. Oh, Verone cut through a leg. Wow. So then I rolled over, put one foot in the ground, put another hand down, spun around, got up. Oh, I'm trying to run. Boom, ran to Brady because he's just standing there looking at me. And then Kobe Parkinson tackled me. And I go, let's go. But I was sick that I didn't wasn't able to return that. But yes, that's my favorite like interception play off of 2019 year. One play that I did do that was a penalty though. I was guarding the receiver
Are you talking about
the
SC? It's
from
happening.
SC. What's his name?
Give me a number. Give me a number. Give me a number.
His name is Tyler.
Vaughns. Tyler Vaughns.
Tyler Vaughns, right? I'm in the slot. It's like 3-by-1 trips bunch, right? Me, Demo, and Tom in the slot. So boom, they come out, do this little move. They switch release. I'm on Tyler Vaughns. He runs like up and like breaks it out, but sits it down. So I boom, I break out, but then I'm sitting down right where he's sitting down. And then the quarterback threw it inside. I'm like this. Oh, boom. No, I'm not touching him at all. I'm literally like spread eagle around him, and I PBU almost pick it with one hand. I get on, let's go. Ref throw a flag.
I
I say
remember.
ref.
I remember the
No,
picture.
no,
The
no. I
picture.
say
The
ref.
picture's still
Where was the
on.
contact? And he just slipped because it was I was on him. I was on him like white on rights, but he slipped and he fell, and I'm not touching him though. Oh, PBU. And I get over and look at the ref. I'm like ref.
That's great, man. Before we leave, a couple more things before we get up out of here. I guess with myself, like I said, I we had a good chemistry that we started before 2019, but take me into that 2019 year as a whole because, like I said, the guys now they're rolling. They're 9-0. It's really we haven't seen some school history in a while. Take me into that mindset and almost your message to Duck fans, the guys playing now as they continue to try to, create their own path and their own history. And just from where you did it in 19, where we did it, just take
Yeah.
me a little bit into that.
So, I mean, the big thing for us that year was like we were just not letting the outside noise affect how we play, and we were really focused on everything that we can control. So, we were really focused inward and really pouring into each other. We trusted everybody on the defense. Um, Everybody was very talented and much like what the Ducks have right now. So the main message that I think that where we fell short was we allowed the outside noise after a bunch of success to seep in and to almost infiltrate our confidence in each other and confidence in the game plan and the scheme. And I think that as long as you guys are focused on yourselves and focused on internally, I think that that will set you apart no matter what. Like if you are addicted to being on time, addicted to the small things, because small things become big things, right? So if you're addicted to, taking the extra rep, making sure it's perfect, because it's never going to be perfect, but if you're a fanatic and trying to get it perfect, then it's going to be as close as possible on game day. Um, and then buying into the coaching staff, buying into the position you're in, not letting up, like foot pedal to the metal. I think that's like the best thing I can say for you guys because right now, I mean, they're rolling, man. I haven't seen success like this in Oregon in a long time, and I am more than ecstatic to witness it. And I just wish I could have been a part of that and playing in that era too, because it looks like a blast out there to be going out and having fun, whooping people, and being the best dressed while doing it. So definitely.
Last thing, playing with myself. I've talked, this is like I said, this is about you. So I want you to kind of, because a lot of people know we're close. They've seen us in Miami. They know we played, but like
Right.
take people into just how connected from an off the field and on the field standpoint that we are and that chemistry that we have. If you could describe it almost to people.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's like this is like my best friend, you know what I mean? So like we shared a wall in college. It's my roommate, like you know what I mean? It was our position as like friends is so funny because going into the 19 year, I was playing free safety, he was playing nickel, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
all year I'm playing free safety. We're working together, we're getting on the same mindset. I'm like asking him where he's gonna be at and how he's gonna play certain things, and we're getting on the same page. And then 3 days before the game, Avalos is like, "Hey, we're gonna switch, you guys. Jevon, you're gonna play nickel, Verone, you're gonna play safety." And I'm like, "All right. I mean,
I'll
this is
never
like,
forget, bro. We sat in that meeting. I'll never forget before the practice, bro.
bro."
Hayward said, yeah, Verone's gonna play safety. And everybody was like,
So I'm not so we switched positions, right? And everything that I'm asking him all the year leading up to that point is basically what I'm doing now, and everything he was asking me is what he's doing. So we just be like, I don't know, it was just like it was a weird connection. Like I just knew what he was gonna do, and he knew what I was gonna do, and we were on the same page. And then fast forward to when we were in the league, like that same chemistry. We knew the scheme, we know the terminology, and we're both very intellectual individuals, especially on the football field. So being able to have that chemistry and also be able to play together, I mean, it was like the most fun I've had. Like just to the point where we were like laughing in the game, knowing that we're about to make some shit happen. I remember against Cal, I was like going to make a tackle, right? And this running back jumped over the pile and I smacked him. Got up and I was celebrating. Series ended, walked to the sideline. I look at Verone and I go, "Hey, I hit that dude pretty hard, right?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Did I hit him? Did I hit him hard?" He was like, "You don't remember?" I was like, "Well, like, bro, it's just good times like that." He hit Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb ended up scoring a touchdown, right? He hits Nick Chubb. I'm like running after him, ends up scoring. I turn and look at Verone. I'm like, "Fam, it's like, yo, like, bro, I can't believe you just hit him like that." He's like, "Yeah, bro, he's big." Then, you know what I mean? Like we're just cackling on the field. Like this is my best friend. And we playing football together in the league together. You know what I mean? Like, bro, that's just the best. Like it was like we were roommates. We were roommates in the league too at one point. Like I don't think many people can go to work and work with their best friend. You know what I'm saying? But like I got to work with my best friend and we were balling though. Like we were snapping though. You know what I'm saying? Like really going crazy. So I hope we can run that back at some point in our lifetime, man, in our careers, because that was a time. Like I loved it, every part of it. That was some of the most fun I've had. And then to be able to just talk to you and be on the same page with you and pick your mind about things and how you see ball. And you made me want to know more ball. You know what I'm saying? Like going back to the crib and you're watching other games and highlights and the movement of how defensive scheme is, and I'm like, man, like now, okay, I really want to start, I really want to start diving into this and understanding like, what a fire three is, what a, simulated pressure is, how front works. And so I think your thought process and your hunger to know more, to have more knowledge about the game, help me want more knowledge and know more people. And yeah, man. So I'm blessed to have you, brother.
And I appreciate you taking the time. You know, it's all love for me always. Turn back the flock, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it's a special episode with special people. We always have special people on here, but you know this one holds near and dear. And I guess before we leave, I guess one between us, it could be off the field or on the field. Your favorite memory. Make listen. This is going to be posted, so your favorite memory from school between us and the guys.
Kicking it at Hamilton, you know what I'm saying? Mooching off the other dormies, getting the dorm points. Those were the funniest times.
A Hamilton cheeseburger will always be one of the best meals I've
Always,
had ever.
always,
So,
always.
no, that's a good deal, man. Thank you so much. Turn back the flock, ladies and gentlemen. We are